Hey folks, welcome back to the Toronto Marlies Insider. The Marlies continued their road stretch and were in Wisconsin today to take on the Milwaukee Admirals. The Marlies will be hoping to get another victory after their 5-0 whooping of the Laval Rocket last week and hope to break the cycle that they're in. In their last 5 games, they are win-lose, win-lose, win. So let's jump into it. But before we do that, we want to give a special shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. SeatGeek is the best place to go if you're looking for tickets to a sporting event, concert or a live show. Click the link below and use code Toronto Marlies Insider, all one word, to get $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek will let you know if the tickets you want are a good value or not with their 1 to 10 rating system to ensure you always get the best bang for your buck. So make sure you check them out and use the promo code Toronto Marlies Insider to save $20. The first period was a close affair, but there wasn't really anything major to write home about. It ended scoreless with shots tied at 9 apiece. The Admirals came out of the gates hot to start the second period and took the lead when Ty Felliber scored an all-too-easy goal. After initially dumping the puck into the Marlies zone, he was able to skate to the net to slap home the pass from Denis Gurunov. This was a very weak goal to concede, with both Mikko Kokkonen and Zok Solo not showing enough fight or grit to get to the puck, and new player David Farrance appearing to be completely lost at sea. Fedor Svechkov also got the assist. Just over a minute later, the Admirals doubled their lead with yet another weak goal. Spencer Stastny played the pass up to Mark Jankowski, who dropped it back for Igor Afanasiev, who fired home from range. Martin Jones, who was rumoured to be a potential call-up for the Leafs if Ilya Samsonov can get his game back on track, and may very well find himself on the plane to Sweden, will be very disappointed with this one. It's one that he should be saving if he has any hopes of regaining a spot in the NHL. Again, not to be too critical though, but look at the effort here from Bobby McMahon. And Bobby is one of our favourites. He's my wife's favourite player. But he just gently skates around the back of Afanasiev without laying a glove, without laying a stick, a hit, nothing. We're sure that plays like this would really annoy John Gruden, and he'll probably have a lot to say. 23 seconds later, it happened again.
Phil, I think it's happened again.
And this one really hurt for the Marlies and drove frustration levels through the roof. As you can see, Josiah Slavin is clearly tripped. Clearly, there's no denying it. But somehow the refs missed it. And with him out of the game, Afanasiev was free to extend the lead to 3. Martin Jones was actually pulled out of goal for this one. He gave up 3 goals on 6 shots to start the second period. Keith Petruzzelli replaced him in the pipes. Just under 4 minutes later, and the Admirals added a 4th goal. After some initial good work from forward Nick Abruzzese, he couldn't make the key pass here to Matteo Petronero. His actual pass was just a bit wayward, but it left the Admirals with a 2-on-1. Spencer Stastny slid a nice pass across the goal for Reed Schaefer to scoop it home to extend the lead to 4. The Marlies did manage to stop the bleeding at 4 in the second period, and did pull a goal back of their own on the power play. It was a beautiful one-timer from Nick Abruzzese after he exchanged passes with Topi Niemela. Kiefer Bellows was also credited with the assist.
But there's the shot, scores! Nick Abruzzese dents the garage door with that one. This one, there was some rage attached to it. I got in there over the shoulder in a hurry. I don't think Grosnick even reacted to it. Let's take a look again. I think he was more concerned.
And that's how the second period ended, 4-1 to the Admirals. Shots in the period were 8-5 in favour of Milwaukee. We got a text from a friend after the second period, who was also a big Marlies fan, and he asked us, is this Marlies team too soft? Now, we did call him afterwards, and to be honest, I didn't really agree with him. I don't think we're soft, but I do think we lack a bit of a killer edge or players with a chip on their shoulder. Look at Blandisi, Clifford, Solo. They'll fight for each and every single puck. They'll fight for each and every battle. They're up for it. You could probably add Petronero in there too. But outside of that, if a big hit needs to be laid or a lung needs to be burst to get back to block a shot or make contact, disrupt, do whatever, we just don't have that grit in the team at this moment, which is sad. Just over halfway through the third period and the Marlies pulled the goal back. It was again on the power play and again a beauty of a one-timer. Joe Blandisi slammed home his 3rd goal of the season from a very tight angle. Alex Steeves and William Villeneuve with the assists.
Leans into it, makes it 4-2. 9:41 left to go. Villeneuve able to find Blandisi, and he is just below the hash marks, and
The blender goal actually sparked a crazy 2-minute period of action. Just over 90 seconds later, Joachim Kernel pulled the goal back for the Admirals. A nice pass from Zach Leroux, or Zach Leroux, depending on where you're from, found Kernel in acres of space, and he sent a one-timer past Petrozelli in the Marlies goal. Again, we don't want to dump on any of the players or dump on the team when we lose, but we have to look at McMahon here. This is the third goal in which he is the closest Marlies player, but still not close enough to make a real impact. He didn't play a lot last year, and it's still early in the season, so we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he should really have realised that Kernel was the danger man here and close him down straight away. To end the 2 minutes of madness, Kiefer Bellows scored a goal just 9 seconds later, before the TV replays had even finished, so bear with us on this one, the coverage is not the best. Straight from the face-off, Dylan Gambrell made a lovely pass to Robert Mastro-Simone, who fed Bellows to send home his second goal in just 3 games. With time winding down, the Admirals added an empty netter from Afanasiev to complete his hat-trick, assisted by Reed Schaefer and Mark Jankowski. This one actually ended up with William Villeneuve receiving a game misconduct. As you can clearly see, Afanasiev is offside, but again the officials missed the call. Villeneuve protested, maybe a little bit too vigorously, and got sent for an early shower. And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, to add insult to injury, Jordan Gross went and added a 7th with just over a minute left to play. And that's how this one ended, 7-3 to the Admirals. This was hard. Shots in the third were 14-9 to Milwaukee, meaning total shots were 31-23 in their favour. So, here we are again. After a promising performance, we failed to show up and are in a situation now where we need a big response. Something really needs to change, and quick, if Gruden and his coaching staff hope to have any chance of making the playoffs. Playing 500 hockey and relying on big performances is not a recipe for success. We could point towards the officiating and the missed calls, but that's lazy and weak excuses if we're being honest here. We are missing some players due to injury. Logan Shaw, Dennis Hildeby are both day to day. Meanwhile, Nick Robertson, Simon Benoit, William Lagerson are all up with the Leafs. But every team is missing players. Everybody has people who are injured, people who are called up. So I kind of feel like we're looking for excuses when we lean that way, but they are all pretty weak. We were simply beaten by a hungrier team who wanted it more than we did. There are now some serious questions hanging over this team as they head into a series with the Griffins. We think we do have the roster and the coaching staff that can turn it around. We're very excited to see how things go in Grand Rapids. Let's hear what a mustachioed head coach John Gruden had to say to Todd Crocker after the game.
1-2. John, what begins to unravel in that second period after a scoreless first?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things we got a little loose, and then we weren't stopping on pucks, and then when your details go a little bit, and then they took advantage of those opportunities, and they're a hard-working defensive team, but when you give them opportunities like that, we just never were able to recover from it.
You get a couple of power play goals out of this one, which is, I guess, the high point, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, anytime guys can get out there and feel it and get some success, because it's been a struggle for us. But that just tells you how much sometimes power play in penalty special teams doesn't mean. It can change momentum and this and that, but at the end of the day, if your 5-on-5 game's not there, you're not going to win many games consistently.
The decision to pull Martin Jones based on getting the team going?
100%. It had nothing to do with his play. I mean, the team wasn't really ready, and you could just see the momentum really go. So we had to get him out of there because we weren't really playing hard for him. So I didn't want to put him in a tough situation.
What other options do you have at that point for you and the hockey club to turn things around?
Well, I thought we really did. I mean, if you forget about that lead, we were actually pretty good for like a long time, and then we had a couple more lapses at the end after we scored that power play goal in the third. So there's about a 20-minute span that we actually had a lot of chances and had even a couple more to even get it closer. So that was probably our best 20 minutes for sure in between there, but not good enough.
That speaks a little bit. The other day we talked about the fact that when you're consistent, even the inconsistent moments are consistent.
Well, yeah, and as confusing as that may sound, at the end of the day, once we started to raise our battle, then the execution gets better. I mean, so it's quite evident. But again, we can't ever stray away. We're going to be a team that has to play hard with our details in the D zone. If we're not stopping and starting, and we're losing assignments. It's just you can't win consistently that way. So we'll clean it up, and hopefully we'll be better on Friday night.
What were your concerns about the ice? Not obviously you both have to play on it, but what were your concerns about the ice?
Well, the couple things we learned out real quick about it is the glass is you can't put the puck along the moorings because the glass it just spits out, slows it down. It's not seamless glass there, so it kind of moves all over the place. And then the ice again, you got to move it. There's a little bit of a window to move it quicker, and if you don't, the ice gets you hold, you wait. All the ice it starts to bounce on you, and you're in a really uncomfortable spot. So they did a little bit better. We did a little bit better job with that, but still, it just wasn't a good enough effort all around.
As already mentioned, the Marlies face a crucial 2-game series in Grand Rapids as they take on the Griffins, with some major issues needing to be addressed and quickly. But before that, another huge thanks to SeatGeek for sponsoring our game recaps this season. Make sure you click the link below and use our promo code to save $20. Thanks for watching our coverage of the game. Didn't go our way, but you win some, you lose some. As always, we'll catch you in the next one.